This is BBC World News. I'm Michelle Hussein, live outside Buckingham Palace, where thousands are gathering ahead of today's royal wedding. With just a few hours to go before their marriage, and as they prepare to take their wedding vows in the full glare of the international spotlight, Prince William and his bride will take the title of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. It's the biggest celebration of its kind in London for 30 years. Crowds are all along the route and thousands of others are taking part in street parties. Around the world, a huge television audience is tuning in as Prince William and Kate Middleton's wedding appears to have captured the public imagination. In Australia, a poll has suggested that support for republicanism is at its lowest level for 17 years. Welcome to our live coverage from Buckingham Palace on the day of the royal wedding. We're now less than 3 hours away to the moment that Kate Middleton will be arriving at Westminster Abbey, the journey that begins her married life, but also her journey into the heart of the British monarchy. Here at the palace and all along the route, really, there's a remarkable atmosphere. I've seen banners from all around the world, people congratulating William and Kate. Some of them have travelled long distances to be here. Thank you very much. All kinds of people are here to be part of this.
Yeah, come to Ukraine. You're very beautiful.
You've come from where?
Ukraine, and I am Prince. Come to my palace. You're fantastic. I've been looking for a princess for a long. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being part of our coverage as well. I'm going to give that back to you so you can find a real princess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there you go. That's some of the atmosphere that we have encountered here today. Lots of people have come from a long way away. Those who've been here early enough can actually get the best sense and the best chance of actually seeing what the wedding party is like as they go past. I think we can join one of my colleagues, Chris Buckler, who's along the route. Chris, describe to me what it's like where you are.
Yes, indeed. Not just admirers for you, Michelle. We've got admirers, of course, for the couple who will be marrying today. Right along this route, you'll see flags and people. And just take a look at the crowds here. Huge numbers have gathered, many staying out overnight. Let's just get a sense from them. Can I just check? Are there people from America here? Washington, D.C. over here. I mean, why have you travelled all this way?
I go to uni here, but I just want to say hi to my friends in D.C. and my family all over the U.S.
I mean, in reality, you don't have a royal family in America.
No.
What does this event mean? Because the reality is the American news programs are all here this week to see this.
It's the atmosphere is still magical for the Americans because we kind of adopt the royal family as our own, you know, just coming from England ourselves, basically. It's just great to be here.
And of course, plenty of people from England as well who have gathered down here. As you can tell, what does this day mean for you?
Just a great celebration to wish the happy couple for the day. That's what it means. And the atmosphere is fantastic.
And I mean, Prince William and Kate Middleton, they've been very much in the spotlight. How do you think they've adapted to this? Because there's a lot of pressure on them today.
I think they've adapted extremely well. They've been so much in the media, but they seem such a cool, calm couple. It's unbelievable.
And for the royal family, do you think that they are kind of the future? Do you think it kind of marks a new era for the royal family in an odd kind of way?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're going to lead the way and they're going to sort of bring a whole united people together, definitely.
Let's just take a walk down here then and take a look at some of the flags as people wave here as well. I can see just a little bit further up here, we've got a Canadian flag as well. And a Canadian here with a Canadian hat on. I mean, you've come here today. Why have you travelled this distance?
For the royal wedding to see Kate and William. I'm so excited. A dream come true.
And people are talking about why this is particularly special. Is it the romance? Is it the love story of meeting at university? Why do you think they've captured the public's imagination, not just here in the UK, but right around the world?
Well, of course, William is Princess Diana's son, and she was beloved, and we miss her. And Kate is beautiful. They make a wonderful couple. It's the romance. It's a fairy tale.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I mean, clearly, Michelle, when you take a look at the numbers of people who have gathered along this route, even up to where you are at Buckingham Palace, it is clear that there is this great love of this couple. And of course, what they're really waiting for is for that kiss
Chris,
on the balcony up near where you are a little later.
Chris, thank you very much indeed. Enjoy seeing it all happen in front of you. Well, people are already making their way, the invited guests, of course, are already making their way into Westminster Abbey. Let me show you what it's like. 2,000 people in all have those coveted invitations. Dignitaries, the British Prime Minister will be there eventually today, although I suspect he'll be arriving later on, but also dignitaries, royal families from around the world, many representatives of the different charities that Prince William and his father, Prince Charles, are involved with. So 2,000 people in all, and they're arriving really very early. It's well over 2 hours until the ceremony begins, but they'll have passed through security, and indeed it takes some length of time to actually get that number of people inside the Abbey and in their seats before the royal party actually arrive. Prince William and his brother Prince Harry will be the first to actually get to the Abbey and take their places right at the front of the congregation. Well, the place where the couple met many years ago is at University at St Andrews in Scotland, and our correspondent James Cook is there. James.
Yes, a very good morning to you from St Andrews. About 2,000 people gathering breakfast to celebrate the marriage of the most famous alumni of this old university, 600 years old, this university. And they're gathering here. They're going to be watching it on a big screen. You can hear the pipes behind me in the background already. And we're joined here by a singing group, the Accidentals. Good morning to you all.
Morning.
You excited about the wedding?
Yeah, we can't wait. You know, St Andrews got so excited the last few weeks, and we just can't wait to sing and to watch it all and see the dress.
Is that the big thing for you?
That is the big thing for every girl, I'm sure, yeah.
What do you think it'll look like, Holly?
I'm thinking it's Alexander McQueen. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
And tell us a bit about studying in St Andrews, Anna. What's it like here? What would their time here have been like?
It's definitely a great place to study. It's really historic, and it's such a small community, and everyone knows each other, and it's such a nice family feeling. Definitely a great place to be here.
And they were back here recently, weren't they?
They were. They came to visit in here actually, and we all saw Kate with her nice red coat on, and they stood out in the street and spoke to a lot of students and things, which was really nice.
What kind of a reception did she get here? What did the students think of her?
There was hundreds of people in the streets queuing to see them. Everyone gets really excited about the connection, and so there was a big reception for them, and people were really excited.
And Holly, is this the kind of place that romance flourishes, St Andrews?
Yes, it apparently is. Yeah, no, everyone's very lovey-dovey up here, and it's beautiful, so you can't really help but fall in love. So.
And now we're going to see if we can get you to sing, which is going to be hard work competing against this band, but you're going to give us a little song, aren't you? A little wedding song. Off you go.
Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel of love.
Very much indeed. And you'll enjoy the day, won't you? You have a great day here. Thank you very much indeed. That's the Accidentals. Back to you in the studio for now.
So that's a sense of what it's been like at St Andrews. Let me give you more of a flavour of London today. People are already arriving inside the Abbey. Some of those who are invited, members of the British government will be there, also the leader of the opposition, many representatives of charities, and everyone, as you can imagine, dressed up for the occasion. The choir have already been practicing, and music is already being played inside the Abbey to welcome the guests. This is a place that has hosted royal occasions through the years. And will be hosting many more, I'm sure, in the future. Not the place where Prince William's parents, Charles and Diana, married, but the Abbey is extremely happy to be welcoming William and Kate for their marriage today. So many people, of course, cannot or are not sure about actually being in London along the route for the wedding day itself. As many as 500,000, possibly 1 million people will be in this part of London today. But street parties are taking place around the UK. Let's go to Tim Muffet, who's been seeing what it's like in one of them.
Thousands of street parties happening right across the UK today. It's thought at least 500,000 people will be taking part, possibly more. This is a caravan park in Northumberland, in northeast England, and they're starting theirs a bit early, as you can see. Flags, cakes, outfits, everything you need for a royal street party. Let's have a quick chat to some people who remember previous street parties for royal weddings we've had before. How does this compare? Are you excited about what's going to be going on today?
Yeah, the nostalgia, the build-up, everybody's in the party mood, and it's a royal wedding. Let's have it all for everyone. Come on.
It's a very British tradition, isn't it? It goes back to 1919, I think, to celebrate the end of the First World War, and here we are doing it today. What does it mean? What does it do to a community to mix the people you never normally meet?
Brings everybody together, and it's here, we're all here to celebrate the happy couple today as well, so very good.
And how excited are you about the royal wedding?
Oh, really good. The atmosphere has been great this morning here. Yes.
I have a fabulous day. As you can see, people have made a huge effort here. You can look at these cakes here with Union Jacks on them as well. A real community effort. People chatting, people meeting each other, and it was all down to you guys, wasn't it? You've organised this. Why was it important for you to organise this event?
Well, this is marking something that's fantastic, a great day. Street parties are unique to Great Britain. We're very proud of the monarchy. They're a national institution, and we're here to support them all the way. And we're like a party as well.
Now, people say, don't they, that street parties bring people together they haven't normally met. A lot of these people are just on holiday. They probably wouldn't be mingling as they are now, and yet here they are. It's fantastic,
They're here
unique
on holiday
occasion.
every weekend. A lot of these people we know, they've all come and they've supported us this morning from 5:30 in the morning. You can hear the noise of kids, young and old. We've got a very strong community spirit here, and this is what this caravan park's about.
Okay, thanks so much indeed, guys. Have a fabulous day. As you can see, it's only just gone 7:30 in the morning, and yet the atmosphere here is amazing. Cheering, a lot of excitement, as you can see, from a fabulous street party in Northumberland. Back to you.
And in fact, there's been such a demand for the decorations, the flags, the bunting, that in some cases supplies have actually been running out. So if people hadn't got their supplies in well ahead of time, they might have been a little bit disappointed. A flavour of some of the street parties that are going on in Britain today. Well, messages of goodwill have been coming into William and Kate from around the world, and particularly from the armed forces. Prince William will be in military uniform today. He actually had his choice of uniforms, but we know that he'll appear in the uniform of the Colonel of the Irish Guards, which is one of the ranks that he holds. And these are some of the messages that have been coming into him from the British Armed Forces.
To Prince William, the 10th Colonel of the Irish Guards, and to his new wife, we wish them every success, every happiness, and we look forward to seeing them when they come to visit us.
I'd just like to send my best wishes to Prince William and Kate Middleton on their wedding day. I last saw the couple back at Sandhurst in December '06 when we commissioned together, and I hope the weather is as good back in the UK as it is here in Afghanistan.
I hope you have a lot more success than I had on my first 2 marriages. If I'd give you one bit of advice, it's to persevere and have a little bit of patience, but I wish you all the happiness in the world.
Lots of love to you, William and Kate. I'm sure you're going to be you're just going to be brilliant. So have a wonderful day and have a brilliant future together.
I know marriage is a bit hard, but you just have to keep on going, and challenges will always be there, but we always wish them all the best.
Stick with it. Never go to bed on an argument. Stay up and argue.
Have lots of fun. Don't drink too much.
Enjoy the rest of your life and have many happy times together.
Let's get more of a sense of how this is being viewed around the world. With me are 2 of my colleagues from the BBC World Service, Rajesh Priyadarshi, who's from the BBC's Hindi service, and Mohammed Jamil Yusha from our Hausa service. Mohammed, how is this being viewed in Nigeria?
I think there is a lot of interest on this wedding, particularly for 2 reasons. The historical connection, being Nigeria a former colony of Britain, and also the cultural connection, because Nigeria is a country that has a lot of traditional institutions, traditional rulers who play almost similar role to the British royal family, watching from the side, but very influential.
But Rajesh, the countries like yours, like India, have thrown off the yoke of the empire. So why so much interest in William, Kate and the monarchy?
Well, India, they're more interested in weddings. Wedding is a big affair in India, as everybody knows, and weddings are always grander and larger than life, and people look for such weddings for inspiration, for ideas, glamour, glitz, pomp, everything. And all the weddings, except for the fact that people are not royal, they don't belong from royal families, but they try to do all the weddings as if they are royal weddings. They might not have the household cavalry, but they might have 5 horses, and they would like to do it exactly it's being done here. So people have interest in weddings in general. They are interested in royal family. It's not that they're not interested, and they're also interested in the Indian connection. There are lots of stories in Indian press, Indian televisions. A lot of Indian television channels are covering it from here. A lot of them are partners with CNN and other international broadcasters, and they are showing images live. On BBC Hindi radio, we expect about 10 million people would be listening to us about, how this wedding is going on. On our website, we are doing the live streaming. So there is a lot of interest, and interest is in wedding in general and the royal pomp, basically.
Mohammed, will the Hausa service be carrying the actual ceremony live as well?
Absolutely, we will be showing it on our website, and we will be reporting live from radio. Already there are pictures on the Hausa service website, the background and history and biography of Kate and William. So it's something that is really interesting, and we are even making some comparisons between marriages, in Nigeria and the royal wedding that is taking place here in Britain. So it's pretty much the same.
Okay, well, thank you so much for giving us a sense of what your listeners are expecting and hoping to see today. Mohammed Jamil Yusha, Rajesh Priyadarshi, thank you very much. My colleagues from the BBC Hindi service and also the BBC Hausa service. So lots of interest from around the world. In Australia, it's interesting to note a poll that's just out this week. It suggested that support for republicanism has dwindled to its lowest level for 17 years. The Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard is actually one of the foreign invited dignitaries who is here in London for the wedding. Let's get more from the BBC's Nick Bryant in Sydney.
There are parties planned. It's going to be broadcast on a Friday night here, of course. So a lot of pubs are going to be showing the ceremony. All of the major TV networks are going to be showing it. It's biffed Friday night football. That's how big it is here. It's taken sport off the television in Australia, and instead most of the major networks will be having live coverage of the ceremony, anchored pretty much from where you are there at Buckingham Palace and at Westminster Abbey. So it is a big deal here. We've been visiting British shops that normally sell things like Branston's pickle and marmalade. They've been doing a roaring trade in Union flags and royal paraphernalia. Indeed, many of them have been reporting that they've been sold out. And it's not just British expatriates who are going to buy that sort of stuff, it's Australians as well. So there is a high degree of enthusiasm for this royal wedding. It's not an exaggeration to say it's probably the biggest set-piece national event in Australia as well as in Britain.
Well, while London is the focal point of today's celebrations, there's also been street parties happening elsewhere. Let me show you more of what it's like around where I am. You can see some of the crowds who really, with remarkable hardiness, given the fact that this is not even summertime in the UK, it's only the spring, but people have been braving the slightly inclement weather and camping out. Lots of people deciding also to dress for the occasion. I've seen plenty of princess tiaras and crowns myself. Some of those who've been camping out didn't even have tents. They were literally just there with their sleeping bags, or in some cases just a chair and a blanket. But in their words, it's all worth it to be able to say at the end of the day that they were actually there to share in this royal occasion. Well, the global audience watching on television is expected to be immense. Some people think it'll be as high as 2 billion, which would make it one of the most popular televised broadcasts ever. Let's get a sense of international reaction now, particularly from the United States.
In Los Angeles, there's a little corner